You can see the shot over the city, and this camera, mind you, is a few hundred, maybe even close to 1,000 feet above the surface. A little bit of snow mixing in with the rain, even in and around New York City, well above the surface. Doubtful as to whether many of these snowflakes are reaching all the way down to the ground. I'm not seeing any as I look out the window here on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, but there could be a couple of wet snowflakes mixed in even in the city. Now, north and west, it's a totally different world, and you are getting snow in those areas, even accumulating in some of the higher elevations. Now, in the city, our temperature has gone down to 38 during the past hour. Northeast wind coming in 12, gusting up to about 21 miles per hour. The high on the day, that was at midnight. Temperatures have been falling ever since, down to that 38-degree mark right now. So cold rain mainly continuing along the coast, including much of New York City, but wet snow north and west through about midday. I think things will wind down as we head into the early part of the afternoon. The precipitation intensity will wind down and everything will come to an end by mid-afternoon. Looking at a coating to an inch of snow. This is our first snow of the season, mind you, north and west of I-287, and maybe a few inches over the Poconos and the Catskills, especially above about 2,000 feet. Could be 1 to 3 inches, maybe even a couple of spots receiving more than that. Then the coldest air of the season comes in overnight tonight, and we're looking for a hard freeze in many of the suburbs, not only north and west, but out on the eastern parts of Long Island as well. Check out these numbers right now, generally in the upper 30s to around 40 in and around the 5 boroughs of New York City. You're all the way down to 35, though, at White Plains, where you've had snow, limiting visibility down to about a mile there. 34 at Newburgh, 33 right now at Monticello. At times, you were right down at the freezing mark in parts of Sullivan County, allowing that snow to maybe not only accumulate on grassy surfaces, but maybe even some roads and sidewalks as well. Long Island right now dropping into the upper 30s. You're in the mid-30s right now at Bridgeport, Connecticut. Check out the radars, and these have been doing a pretty good job with precipitation type during the morning. It's mainly rain right along the coast, including much of New York City, but you can see a little bit of snow, a couple of patches of white even working their way into parts of the 5 boroughs, even onto parts of Long Island as well. Some of the higher elevations there along the north shore of Long Island could see a few wet snowflakes mixed in with that rainfall. Meanwhile, north and west, you're just getting plain old snow in these areas. Wet snow, albeit, northern New Jersey, the lower and mid-Hudson Valley, all the way into southwestern parts of Connecticut. Even some steadier snow here, say Rockland County into northern parts of Westchester, central and northern parts of Fairfield County, Connecticut. It can be coming down enough to reduce visibility in those areas, and even some accumulation like we've been talking about. Sparta here, this is in southern parts of Sussex County, New Jersey. 600-foot elevation, so you got some hilly terrain there, and you actually have just over a half an inch of snow, and that was as of 9:40 this morning, so a little more than 20 minutes ago. In addition to that, we have a northeast wind, and that's piling some of the water onshore, and there can be some minor flooding, some minor splashover at the time of high tide, and that's why we have a coastal flood advisory for these areas, basically our entire coastline, right through 2 o'clock this afternoon. And last but by no means least, we have that freeze warning in effect basically outside of the city in all directions. We're talking north and west, also off to the south, just inland from the Jersey Shore, also onto eastern parts of Long Island right through 10 a.m. tomorrow. So the growing season will effectively be ending overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning in many areas outside of New York City with that hard freeze. So here's our future cast. You see by noontime, even by noon, the precipitation intensity starts tapering off a little bit. But there can still be a little bit of snow occurring, especially north of I-287, northern Westchester, Rockland, eastern parts of Orange, and points north and east up through Putnam and Dutchess, and northern parts of Fairfield County, Connecticut. Getting a little bit of light rain at that point here in the city onto much of Long Island, although maybe there's a little bit of snow parts of the North Fork around noontime. And a little bit of light rain also lingering down the Jersey Shore. Look at those wind vectors coming in from the north, really driving that cold air down. So even as the precipitation comes to an end early this afternoon and we see a peak or two of sunshine later, temperatures are going to go absolutely nowhere. We're talking upper 30s still by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe popping up to about 40 by the time the sun goes down. And then watch what happens overnight tonight. You completely clear out your sky. You continue with that northerly wind. And these are some really cold numbers, our coldest of the season so far, down to 34 in the city by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. A lot of 20s in the suburbs, especially north and west, but you can't rule out some 20s even down over parts of the Jersey Shore. You get down to about 30 or so at Toms River by early tomorrow morning. And then during the day tomorrow, despite a full day of sunshine on your Halloween, temperatures only getting into the 40s, maybe middle to upper 40s at best. In terms of snowfall accumulation today, again, this is a mainly rain event, just a cold rain event for the city. coastal areas of Long Island, down the Jersey Shore. Maybe there's a couple of wet snowflakes mixed in at times as far south and east as New York City. Definitely a few snowflakes just off to the north and west, and then you head into some accumulating snow. We're talking I-287 in points north and west, a coating to an inch of accumulation. Places like, say, northern Westchester, northern Rockland, the higher elevations of northern Passaic there, up by West Milford, northern parts of Morris County, New Jersey, northern Warren, much of Sussex. We're talking much of eastern Orange, up into southeastern parts of Ulster, much of Dutchess and Putnam as well, northern Fairfield County, Connecticut, maybe a coating to an inch of snow. And then you head up, you step up into some higher elevations, say northern parts of Sussex, up by High Point, western parts of Orange, northwestern, say 2/3 of Ulster, 1 to 3 inches, and it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for some of the highest peaks in the Catskills up here, especially over parts of Sullivan and western Ulster, to end up with more than 3 inches of snow by the time this is all said and done. And again, it will be said and done as we head into the early afternoon hours. AccuWeather forecast for today, again, rain, cold rain, New York City and the coast, wet snow north and west, ending early this afternoon. That high temperature around 40, but feeling more like the 30s. And as a matter of fact, spending a lot of the afternoon in the upper 30s. Clearing brisk and quite cold overnight tonight. We're down to about 34 in Midtown, but 20s with a hard freeze in many of the outlying areas with those freeze warnings basically in all directions outside of New York City. Sunny, brisk, and chilly for tomorrow, the high only getting up to about 47 degrees. Here's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast as we head into the day on Sunday. And don't forget, by the way, before you head to bed tomorrow night, to set those clocks back by 1 hour. Daylight saving time coming to an end. We go into standard time. And that means on Sunday, by the way, this is a little bit depressing. The sun set on Sundays at 4:54 p.m. So you start the day with sunshine. You cloud up, you get an afternoon shower with a strong cold front approaching. Now Sunday's high ahead of that front, actually going all the way up to 58 degrees. And then we're all the way down to 39 Sunday night. Monday barely recovers, only getting up to 43 for a high. It's blustery, it's colder out there. And then on election day, get out and vote, partly sunny and chilly, that high getting up to about 45. And then we'd really turn a corner Wednesday into Thursday. We turn milder on Wednesday, about 57, mostly sunny and mild. That's the best day of the 7-day forecast by far, Thursday, getting up to about 62 degrees. Don't forget to download the ABC7 NY News app on the App Store and also on Google Play. You can contact me with any weather questions on social media at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Jeff Smith, ABC7. And of course, we'll be joining you on Channel 7 Eyewitness News at noon. Be safe out there. Have a great day.